Okay, so this recording is actually, I'm going to say, 8 hours into that sort of vibe coding phenomenon that's going on. I took this application. This is a application that I've been honestly working on for the past at least 5 years, and it's one of those pet projects that I really rewrite over and over and again in different languages and different technologies just to sort of understand and feel out a technology. So, knowing what the application needs to do, having a really good understanding of that, in this case, using vibe coding to regenerate the application from scratch. So, this is 8 hours in, and we're probably about 90% complete with this. So let me just go through the application that I have. So here we have different projects. These are projects that I'm working on for recording videos, obviously. The task that I have here at hand is to be able to take a recording from a static camera, meaning that it's on a tripod, recording in ultra high resolution a performance. And I want to then use this performance or use AI, use image recognition, use deterministic algorithms to come up with a virtual camera pan and tilt and zoom through this scene in order to keep all the players in view. So let me pause this for 1 second to make a change. Okay, so the way this sort of works is we what we're looking at here is really the YOLO version of what our deterministic system is going to use to be able to determine what the camera position should be. If I turn off all of the current filters, this is really what the camera sees. Let me mute this. So, while the recording's going on, the boxes are what the camera sees. And this is just feeding every third of a second, we feed the image into YOLO, and it's going to do an object detection on the scene and give this result. Now, we need to then apply some filters to this. So this first filter is going to apply and only pull out the people that are in there. This filter here, you can see what it's doing. It's doing a Boolean operation on the right-hand side. So we take this area here, and we're going to only accept detections that are partially outside of this field of view. So like for example, this kid that's right here, since he's partially outside of that, it is including that. Actually, let me turn this on. There we go. So now the filter is actually being applied. So anything that is fully enclosed in here or is rejected, or anything that is partially outside is going to be accepted. It's just the inverse of that. And then there's actually another area over here where somebody's foot on the left-hand side. You see it right over here. I'm trying to find a video frame that has that stationary that I can lock in on. Anyway, I want to be able to reject that. There we go. So that's what this rejection window here is, to reject that. So once we have this, all of the video is giving us a very clean representation of all the people that are in the scene. And then the final piece is this part, which is going to do a reprojection of this image into a perspective space, so that you don't have, well, you will have distortions if you don't do it properly. If you just do like a pan, what do they call it? Pan and, they used to do this on the old DVDs, where they would convert a DVD from a 4:3 to, or 16:9 to a 4:3 pan and scan. That's what they called it. So you can't just do a pan and scan. You have to do a perspective reproject into this. So basically what you're seeing here in this lower corner is the sort of real-time reprojection of every single frame. Now you can't actually just do every frame because you wouldn't want to watch a video that is jerky like this. So there is another pattern that I use to be able to turn this into a very smooth camera reprojection. So this is the 100%, not 100%, 90% done, where the user interface is very very clean. I can add new filters. I can, do I want to do it filter by class or by some sort of boxed Boolean? If I pick a Boolean, I can change what the Boolean type is, and all of this was generated automatically with Cursor. Phenomenal work. Totally is changing the way that I'm going to be approaching writing software. So here's what I want to do. We're going to end this video here just as an introduction to where we're at now. 8 hours in. This has been done over a period of really 2 days. I took one evening just to get the core application in, and then 4 hours one day to code up most of the UI, and then 4 hours to integrate the some of the old algorithms that I had into this new framework. And so where I'm at right now is I want to be able to look at the code, because for the most part, I have just accepted the code as is in its current functionality. But I've looked at it, and there are things that I don't like about it. So I'm going to be looking at that code and actually then using Cursor to do some refactoring to turn it into sort of code that I'm more happy with respect to this is what I would want to carry on as a production code that I would be willing to put out there in the marketplace or put into a customer's environment and be able to trust that it's doing the right thing. So quick overview here. I think I have a good understanding of what it is that I want to do in some next videos to describe how to look at this and figure out how do we make this, how do we turn this into something that is going to be usable. And this phase here, this part that I'm wanting to do here is, it's really kind of a refactoring, but I'm sort of thinking from the point of view of, okay, how am I refactoring from an AI coding that's already really good? Why am I doing this? What does it mean to do it at this point? And I'm learning as we go. So let me end this. I'm rambling, and we'll pick up in the next video looking at the code that was produced and why I don't like it and how we're going to fix it to be able to move forward with this project.